Hello students, I am Dr. Tanmay Vishwas. I welcome you all in my channel Chemistry of Molecules. So today we are going to discuss a multiple choice question presented in front of you on the board. So two MCQs could be prepared using a same question. So I have just mentioned this is the reagent, this is the condition. Question number 1, what is the correct structure of the major product? The final product, better to say. So 4 options are provided in front of you. Question number 2, how many stereoisomer in the final product have? Options are A1, B2, C3, D4. Okay, so a lots of chemistry to be learned in this video. So first, as usual, I first request you, please pause the video and try by yourself. And don't worry, definitely after some time I shall provide you the final answer. Okay, please do it. I believe you have paused the video and tried by yourself, so now it's my turn to give you answer. As usual, first I shall explain what is the final product. So in this way you will have your answer, and at the end I shall discuss how to solve such question less than 30 seconds. And by the way, such kind of MCQ could be useful for the exams like BSMS or its equivalent exam, means Bachelor of Chemistry, Master of Chemistry, even CSIR, NET, GATE, IIT, JAM, etc. Okay, so let's start. As usual, just look at the reagent and condition. This is allyl bromide. This is actually cysteine. Okay, so this is the amino acid cysteine, and this is sodium hydroxide water, 20 degree 40 hour. This RPHPLC means reverse phase HPLC. This is actually a purification technique. And second step is hydrogen peroxide, sodium hydroxide, water. See, this is an oxidation process. Fine. So now let's go step by step. Sodium hydroxide water. This is a basic medium. So what can happen? This is allylic bromide. So we know that allyl bromide, first of all, bromide is a good leaving group. Second, allyl thing is prone to SN2 because of the conjugation of this double bond. So what happens? It will attack here. It will leave through a SN2 process. So ultimately, what will be the product of the first step? The first step is, this is SH, sulfur will have a formal positive charge, this, and by the way, I haven't mentioned stereochemistry, so this is actually a symmetric center, fine, generally L cysteine, because L amino acids are important, and this compound also have important, will come later. So this, and second, this proton will be abstracted by sodium hydroxide present in the molecule. This is basic in nature, and after having the positive charge, the acidity of this SH enhances significantly. So product of the first stage is this one. Fine. Yes. Now question. Second part is hydrogen peroxide, sodium hydroxide, water. Oxidation. Which center is which center will oxidize? First of all, look at which centers have the tendency to get oxidized or capable to get oxidized, or better to say prone to oxidation. Which centers are prone to oxidation? Now in this case, just look, this is actually amine, this is sulfur, and this is double bond. So option 1, option 2 and option 3 position possible. Just look at, so question, this is actually water, hydrogen peroxide, sodium hydroxide, and remember, hydrogen peroxide is not available in anhydrous condition. It is actually diluted. Generally it is 30% concentration supplied, then it is diluted, means it's a milder oxidizing agent. So in this case, question arises, which center could be oxidized under the mildest condition, or which center is maximum prone to oxidation? And the answer of this question is this one, this sulfur. Why? See, this is a carbon-carbon double bond. I know there is a pi bond, its electron cloud is lumpy, but still it is not that much efficient. And second, oxidation of alkene using hydrogen peroxide, what happens? Either gemdiol or you can consider epoxide. But this is not easy, and previously I have discussed in my previous lecture that for that purpose we need MCPBA type reagent, means per acid needed. This is not that much, and this is actually electrophilic epoxidation, and for that purpose we need electron rich double bond, but this double bond is not that much electron rich, so not possible. If you now comparison is nitrogen lone pair versus sulfur lone pair, see sulfur is one row below, means This is nitrogen, this is oxygen, this is sulfur. So if it goes down, means along to the down of periodic table, the outermost electron pair are loosely held by the nucleus. So consequently, an electronegativity also decreases. So consequently, it is easier to take out electron from a molecule. And what is oxidation? Oxidation means electron withdrawal. Okay, so electron withdrawal. So consequently, what happens if we compare this nitrogen versus sulfur? From which case this electron withdrawal is easier? Obviously, nitrogen. Sorry, obviously sulfur. So this is not, and in case of sulfur, we will oxidize to the corresponding sulfoxide. This thing, this. Now, question, you can write a canonical form of this about this O minus, this is the S plus, this is the NH2, this is the COH. So this is the answer of the first part. So from this discussion, I guess you got what is the answer. So the answer of the problem is, this is D. This is the answer. Now, this part you may face little difficulty in remembering. For that purpose, please remember this DMSO part. What do I mean? DMSO is a very famous high boiling polar aprotic solvent. Okay, so DMSO is, this is dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO. So it has a canonical form, means this bond goes up. So this is CH3SO minus plus this is CH3. Fine. Because of this extreme polarity, its boiling point is. So based on that, you can remember this thing. So that's fine. Now question. So this part is over. Now let's come to the second part. How many stereoisomers this molecule have? Obviously, by looking at this, you know this is a one stereoisomer. Fine. But interestingly, this is the first. This is actually the first compound reported having stereochemistry at this position. What do I mean by my statement? Okay, so one stereoisomer here and another is here. This is the first report of sulfur center having chirality. So two asymmetric center present in this molecule. So question number 2 was how many stereoisomers present in the final product? That is 2. So this is. So answer is this. Okay. So this is. Now from this discussion you have understood that whatever we have discussed in this lecture, it is an important molecule. Actually it is. This is a very important bioactive molecule, and this molecule is useful to prepare another bioactive molecule. First of all, what is the name of this molecule? This molecule name is allene. Okay, and why this is bioactive? Okay, I'll come. So why this is bioactive? Because it is it remains in the garlic. When you damage a tissue of a garlic, it produces allicin. By the way, I have discussed a dedicated lecture on allicin. Please visit for more understanding. So, is in presence of enzyme allinase, this converted into allicin. Allicin means this sulfur, this one having double bond. So this is allicin. You have heard lot about this molecule because this is the component of garlic, and this is responsible. This could result a garlic smell. Okay, smell of a garlic. So this is the overall discussion. So we have understood how to get the final answer. Now question. If this question comes in your exam, how can we end up with it less than 30 seconds? Sorry. First of all, just look at the reaction condition. This sulfur and bromo sodium hydroxide alkaline condition. Definitely SN2 will occur. So means this will occur, this will be point number 1. So sulfur center will be attached to this allyl. In every cases, is it given? Obviously not. This is not. This is not. So only this and this left. Now I'll come. Question. I have given nitrogen substitution. Why is not it possible? Sorry, by the way, it should not be this. I forget. It should be epoxide. So why not this or this? Why not this or this? Because it is true that base is there, which will abstract. Now the question is, which one is more nucleophilic between nitrogen and sulfur? Obviously sulfur, because this sulfur is a softer. So first of all, when you observe this problem, you have to think that, okay, this nucleophilic attack will happen from the sulfur, allyl substitution, double bond, fine. First step, in which case these two cases sulfur substitution of them is gone. Now question either this or this, based on your common sense. In second phase, hydrogen peroxide is there and sulfur is a prone to oxidation. If hydrogen peroxide there, then someone will be oxidized. So who will oxidize? Sulfur will oxidize because it's easy to oxidize. So final product is this. So you don't need to know that much of chemistry. Based on your common sense, you can find out the answer. Okay, and one important information I suggest you student, please remember, that is this, that this center has two stereoids, means this sulfur center is optically active, means this compound has two optically active centers. Fine. Now another thing, this problem is taken from this manuscript. You can visit Journal of Biomolecular Technique if you want to learn more, but for based on my understanding, you don't need to read this kind of journal, because please read the lecture, focus on your study, and ultimately crack the exam. When you come to research, then it is better to read in details. Okay, so this is the overall discussion. So what we have learned today? We have learned a chemical transformation, multiple option possible, among that which is octane, and second we learned an interesting information, that is sulfur centric chirality. And the molecule which has an application, this molecule's name is allene, is useful in the preparation of allicin in presence of allinase enzyme inside garlic. Means it's a biochemical reaction. When garlic is torn, it produces. So I believe this video may be useful for you. If it is, please help my channel to grow. First of all, subscribe my channel Chemistry, the Mystery of Molecule, and press the bell icon to get the notification of every single video I upload. Secondly, like the video and share this video among your friends so that they can also enjoy the benefit. And most importantly, which is important, I am asking from you, if you are capable, then please support me through Patreon, because without your support, it's very difficult for me to continue uploading such kind of lecture. So thank you again. Stay happy, stay blessed. See you in my next video.